Immediately after the Texans' preseason win over the Saints, Houston coach DeMeco Ryans named C.J. Stroud, the rookie, his starting quarterback. Both teams played their rookie quarterback. Stroud's numbers were considerably better than Jake Hayner's. And get this, in the first 8 weeks of the upcoming season, the Saints will face 3 rookie quarterbacks, Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, and Anthony Richardson, and they get them all very early in their careers. And the best quarterback, I think, in those first 8 weeks that the Saints will face is Trevor Lawrence. This schedule is set up for some early Saints success. Now, let's start our 4 takeaways with this. The Texans won the preseason finale because they wanted to win it more than the Saints. And that is not a knock on either coach. The Texans were 3-13-1 last year. DeMeco Ryans is trying to establish some kind of a winning culture, and that's probably the right tack for his team. Dennis Allen and the Saints, meanwhile, are confident, and they are good with what they accomplished in training camp. So while the Texans rolled out their 1s, the Saints didn't. They started their 2s, and in the first 6 drives of the game, the Texans starters were able to get 1 touchdown, a short drive after a bad Blake Gillikin punt, and that was the difference. And what came of playing those 2s for the Saints was an excellent performance from the Saints' top 2 draft picks. That's defensive end Isaiah Foskey from the 2nd round and defensive tackle Brian Brzee from the 1st. Now, Foskey has been sort of a late arrival in the sense that he showed very little for the first couple of weeks of training camp. But now, Notre Dame's all-time sacks leader looks like he might be able to contribute soon. Brzee, meanwhile, has been solid all camp, and his spin moves against Houston were eye-popping for a 305-pounder. Now, neither guy is anywhere near reaching their full potential yet, but Sunday night was a nice glimpse of what's hopefully coming. At number 2, final cuts are due Tuesday afternoon, and a bunch of long shots have now given themselves a chance. Lucas Kroll had 106 yards receiving in a preseason game, and if you watched him all camp, that's really not a surprise. On Tuesday, the Saints must cut to 53, and then on Wednesday, they can build a 16-man practice squad. Kroll, I think, has at least earned a spot on that practice squad, and I think so has Shaq Davis and Ugo Amadi. The bottom of this roster has some really interesting decisions coming, including one decision on Jimmy Graham. Will he make the 53? I literally think it's 50-50. Early in camp, I was a no, but if I had to guess right now, I'd say yes. He might not be active every game of this season, but I think Jimmy Graham showed Sunday night in the right situation, he can help in a big way. When he's in a box-out situation, he is hard to stop. And at number 1, Dennis Allen has a legitimate decision to make at kicker. And it appeared that by giving Blake Grupe that 60-yard shot, he was giving him a chance to win the job. Will Lutz, as you probably know, is the most accurate kicker in Saints history. But last year, in Dennis Allen's 1 season as head coach, Lutz had the worst year of his career. Terrible by NFL standards. Last season, 33 guys in the NFL attempted 10 field goals or more. Will Lutz was 32nd most accurate of those 33. He's had a really good camp, but how much is Dennis Allen remembering this number right now? That is the real question, and to me, it's the most intriguing question on the final cut-down day. Now, I've gone back and forth on this one. I am leaning Lutz. I think he keeps his job, but I think it's this close. And that's my 4 takeaways from the preseason finale.